Classification of crystalline solids. Guys, shall we move for this concept now? So now, based on the type or nature of the constituent particles present in the solid structure, we can classify these crystalline solids into different types. That means you can classify crystalline solids mainly into 4 types. What are those things? See, the first one is, molecular solid. The first type of solid is what? Molecular solid. Second one is ionic solid. Third one is covalent or network solid. And fourth one is metallic solid. So there are 4 types of what? Crystalline solids. Now I am going to take up the first type of solid, that is what? Molecular solid. What do you mean by molecular solid? Name itself is indicating solid in which the constituent particles are only what? Molecules. So such type of solid where the constituents are molecules, known as, what do you call it as? Molecular solids. Is it clear now? Now, these molecular solids you can classify into different types further. Now, I am restricting myself to molecular solids only. Don't get confused, students. Now here, when different molecules are held together, different types of force of attraction or repulsion takes place. Irrespective of nature of force, whether it is attractive or repulsive, what we call in general it as a van der Waals force. We call it as a van der Waals force. Now, depending upon the nature of force that brings the constituent particles together to make it as a solid, we can classify these molecular solids into 3 types. This is subclassification of molecular solid. The first one is what? Non-molecular solid. Now, I am going to take the subclassification of what? Molecular solid. What is the first type of solid? It is non-polar molecular solid. Second one is polar molecular solid. Third one is hydrogen bonded molecular solid. So now the first one I am going to explain, that is what? Non-polar molecular solid. Name itself is indicating that no polarity. Polar means, or polarity means what? Charge. You know very well. Now here, what do you mean by that? Where you will come across this type of arrangement? See, for example, assume that I am having a molecule, see here, which is composing of only 2 homo atoms, that is hydrogen. So there is a bond between hydrogen and hydrogen, chlorine and chlorine, or nitrogen and nitrogen, or else it is composing of argon metal or helium metal. Is there any charge? No charge. But here 2 hydrogen atoms are held together by a bond. How it is formed? See, please observe here. There is a overlapping of hydrogen atoms, 2 hydrogen atoms. See here, in this space 1 hydrogen atom, and in this space 1 hydrogen atom is present. Now here, when they get overlap, here the place where 2 hydrogen atoms get overlap, what is going to happen here? 2 electrons, unpaired electrons get pair up and it forms a bond. Okay, but there is no charge. So like this, there is a formation of hydrogen bond and there is a formation of bond between 2 chlorine atoms. There is a formation of bond between 2 nitrogen atoms. That is because of the overlapping of what? Individual atoms, same atoms. So such type of molecules where the bond is formed is non-polar in nature. That we call it as, what do you call it as? non-polar molecular bonds or solids. So now, what do you mean by non-polar molecular solids? Means the molecules where due to the presence of non-polar bond, the solids are formed. That we call it as, what do you call it as? Non-polar molecular solids. Their what type of bond? What we call it as a dispersion or London force. Students, in 11th standard, you might have studied, you might have heard that name, London force. Weak van der Waals force can also be termed as what? London force, you know very well, right? So here, because of that weak London force, these non-polar molecular solids are soft. Okay? And here there is no free electrons. Okay? As there is no free electrons, they cannot conduct electricity. So they are non-conductors. In order to conduct electricity, there should be free electrons. But there is no free electron. Though there is no polarity, but there is no free electron. Due to the lack of free electron, they are non-conductors. And the force of attraction is not so strong. That's what non-polar molecular solids are what? Soft. So these are the properties with respect to what? Non-polar molecular solids. I hope all these things are cleared for you people. Now, example for these non-polar molecular solids are argon, helium, or else homoatomic molecules like hydrogen, iodine, chlorine. So these are all examples for what? Non-polar molecular solids. Students, I hope you are following what I have been explaining. Fine. Now, the second type of molecular solid I am going to take up over here is what? Polar molecular solid. You know very well, polarity means what? Charge separation will be. Guys, due to the presence of that London forces, these non-polar molecular solids are soft. Okay, they have got low melting point. And then, as there is no free electrons, they are non-conductors. These are the physical properties with respect to what? Non-polar molecular solids. Okay. Now, examples for these non-polar molecular solids are metals like argon. Okay, noble metals like argon, and then helium. Then homoatomic molecule like hydrogen, chloride, that is iodine, Cl2. So these are all examples for what? Non-polar molecular solids. Like this, how we can understood the meaning and explanation for what? Non-polar molecular solids based upon the type of force of attraction present between them. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now, the second type of molecular solid I'm going to take up now is polar molecular solid. Guys, you know very well, polarity. Polar means what? Of course, they will have polarity. What do you mean by polarity? Charges, right? Now, here, for example, you take HCl. Here, Cl is highly electronegative. In the same way, you take hydrogen fluoride, or else you take H2O. So what will happen here in H2O? There is a bond between oxygen and hydrogen, right? So this chloride, fluoride are highly electronegative. What do you mean by electronegativity? You know very well, tendency to attract shared pair of electron. For example, two kids are there like that, you assume. One is very fat, is a fat fellow, okay, and another one, see, this fellow is very fat fellow, and another one is not so fat, he's thin like that, you assume. So between these two guys, you keep a honey cake. Both of them are fond of honey cake. Both of them want to eat honey cake. Of course, they love to eat honey cake. what will happen? This fat fellow, no, he will take away 3/4 of what exactly? Honey cake. He will eat fast, and this fellow will get only little honey cake. Who is that? Thin fellow. In the same way, here, when you take HCl, chloride is highly electronegative. So what will happen? It will take away electrons. It will pull away electrons towards it. So thereby, it gains negative charge. Whereas, hydrogen, by losing electrons, it will gain what? Positive charge. Like this, here, there is a delta plus on H and delta minus on Cl. Okay? So there are two polarity, poles, ends. So the molecule which is having what? Two poles. One is positive pole and another one is what? Negative pole. This we call it as a dipole. Di means what? Two. There are two charges. So when these two opposite charged particles come close to each other, there is what? Attraction. So there is a formation of what? Bond takes place. Such type of bond, we call it as a dipole-dipole bond or dipole-dipole interaction. Is it clear? So in polar molecules, what you will come across? Due to the presence of what? Dipole-dipole interaction. I hope you are understanding. What do you mean by dipole-dipole interaction? It will have what? Two opposite charges. When they combine with each other, formation of bond takes place. That we call it as dipole-dipole interaction. So due to this dipole-dipole interaction, they are very strong. I mean, strong means compared to non-polar molecules, polar molecules are more stronger. In that sense I am putting. But it is soft. Why it is soft? It is not having what? Free electrons or free ions, and it is soft because of the presence of dipole-dipole interaction. As it is soft, its melting point is less only, and it is again non-conductor because there is no free electron. So these are the physical properties with respect to what? Polar molecules. So example for polar molecular solids are what? HCl, sulfur dioxide, solid ammonia. These are all examples for what? Polar molecular solids. Friends, now what I can tell? Polar molecular solid is a type of what? Molecular solid in which the constituent particles are molecules only, whereas what will happen here? The molecules are held together by what? Polar bond. Polarity, charge will be there. Is it clear now? So here the type of attraction is what? Dipole-dipole force. Okay? I hope this is very clear for you people, right? Now, the last type of molecular solid that we are going to study now is what? Hydrogen bonded molecular solid. Friends, listen here. The name itself is telling that molecular solid where the bond is formed between what? Hydrogen and other electronegative constituents, like it may be oxygen, it may be chlorine, or else it may be nitrogen, or else fluorine. But everywhere what will be there? Hydrogen will be there. This I am going to explain. So here for example, there is a bond between, for example, bond between HCl, then bond between what exactly? Hydrogen and oxygen in case of water, or else there is a bond between hydrogen and nitrogen in case of ammonia. These are all we call it as, what do you call it as? The hydrogen bonded molecular bonds.